In this video, I have broken a Chevrolet Corvair. Woo! So yeah, unfortunately this absolute beauty has broken down on me. That doesn't very often happen. I know a breakdown just happened to Steph of iDriver Classic, so sometimes old cars do that, but what it's done is throw the belt, the cooling fan belt. So that should be the fan there, that should be cooling everything nicely, and isn't. I might just give it a spin just so I can move some air out there, because that is blooming hot. But it's a 90-degree belt, so it comes off the crank pulley over these two rollers to then flip over. But I've got no tools in the car, so I can't actually do anything about it. But the owner's on his way to rescue me. We'll get the belt back on, and it will continue. I'm actually filming this before I test it. This is unusual for me. I've got long-term access to this car. There is its famous flat 6 engine. So yeah, I will be doing a full road test on this. I might just publish this just as a video, just to sort of describe what occasionally happens. But yeah, twin carburetor, flat 6 air-cooled engine in a Chevrolet. I love the US Volkswagen number plate. That's because it was kind of meant to be a rival to the Beetle. This was meant to be a compact car. It is a Monza coupe, and it dates from 1965. You may not like the wheels. I don't really care what your opinions on the wheels are. As it happens, the owner doesn't like them either, and the profile's all dicky, so yeah, not the best perhaps. But yeah, here she is. So it's a second generation Corvair, and as you'll see when we eventually get back to the full road test on this car, they did a comprehensive raft of changes for 1965, and so there was great changes all round. The engine's 2.7 litres. It is obviously rear engined and air cooled, and yes, this one does have seats out of some modern thing, but I can demonstrate this. It has the full pillarless effect going on. So while I'm waiting here, broken down at the side of the road, I can just wind the windows down. Oh, and out pops the glove box. Oh. And there we go, full pillarless coupe, yo. Extra style points. But yeah, just waiting for the owner to come, and we'll fix the engine. So it's all good fun, and this is just one of the air-cooled flat 6 vehicles he owns. So yeah, exciting times. Frankly, I'm just glad it's not raining today. We've had some terrible weather. It's very windy, but Wellington always is. This is the Chicago of New Zealand. So yeah, it's definitely a tad breezy, but I'm here at a quarry, so there are lorries driving past on this very busy road that's undergoing roadworks. But yeah, I think this is the first time I've actually had a proper full-on breakdown on a test. So I'm kind of glad I'm doing this preliminary run. I don't usually get to do this, but I thought it'd be really nice to do a fair bit of driving in the Corvair to see how it handles, because quite often when you see me driving a car, that's very often the first time I've driven that car. Ooh, nice. And yeah, so my experiences are often fairly fleeting, and that's fine. I'm quite good at getting the feel for a car in limited time. I used to work on Classic Car Weekly. We'd have little tests, but we'd put in every issue where we'd go out and drive dealer cars. You often didn't have very long to do those and turn them around and get them in, so I'm quite practiced to that. But when you drive a car a bit further, perhaps, you know, a few hundred kilometers, you really get a much better feel for the car and learn a lot more about it. So I'm looking forward to doing that with this car once we get it working again. And like I say, he's got some other cars. I'll be using those as well. This is the chap Ian, who's very, very kindly giving me somewhere to rest myself over the Christmas period. I'm stopping in his unit in his garden, and I'm very, very pleased about that fact. But yeah, I mean, beautiful car to break down in, wouldn't you say? But yeah, once he gets here, we'll get it repaired, we'll get it back to base, and then probably next week, because I'm going to buy a better microphone, because this one's rubbish, and I'll get that better microphone, and then I'll test this, because as you can imagine, with a flat 6 engine, especially a flat 6 engine that has a separate exhaust for each bank, it makes some very pleasant noises, and most unlike the typical American car. It's not what you expect from a Chevrolet. So yeah, I look forward to bringing you all of that good noise. But for now, I'm just going to wait for Ian to get here with his toolkit, and our plan is to simply remove the pulley on the top here with these little bolts, sling the fan back on, and then we can kind of wedge it on, and that will do to get us home. And then he's got a brand new belt, which takes a bit more fitting, but because I think we'll have to slacken that off. Might have to, I don't know if you can even adjust the alternator. The alternator looks like it's fixed, but yeah, there will be ways of dealing with it, and deal with it we shall. And the road test will also tell you what's going on with these carburetors. These carburetors are not standard fitment, so we'll explain a bit more about that and the crazy modern seats. American air-cooled classic. Because frankly, a lot of people must wonder what the hell this is driving around. You don't see many Corvairs anywhere outside America. I find it fascinating that they built pickups and vans based on these. I always think a rear engine is not an ideal companion for a van or a pickup, and obviously we'll talk about Ralph Nader and yeah, all the safety gubbins. So once I actually do the full report on this, it will be very interesting. But there you go, that's an insight into how my life sometimes goes. So Audi TT to the rescue, and I'm not sure this is a hub-nut car. I'll be interested to know your views on that. I can definitely do a test drive on it. Is that something you want to see? I mean, it hasn't got a rear spoiler, so you know, that's quite unusual. Has had the recall work apparently he's had, but the owner didn't want the spoiler on the back, so yeah, interesting. But yeah, Ian is working away removing the pulley, which will hopefully allow us to just bodge the belt on enough to get back home. Belt back in place. Let's make sure it's in neutral. Honestly, it's hard to tell with this gearbox, but yeah, that's definitely neutral. Start her up. So yeah, for some reason, oh, it's just faintly glowing, the generator light, but that was the one that caught my eye. And out she goes. Hopefully that'll get us back. Whoa. Anyway, that was me breaking down in a Chevrolet Corvair. We're going to get this back. Next week I will actually do a full-on road test on it, and if you want, I will do one on the Audi TT as well. So farewell, see you soon.